I'll make a more detailed video about it later, but tonight I just wanted to see if this was going to work. Um, and so what I got is little millermatic 211 MIG welder, running off a vevor 3500 watt 24 volt power inverter. And interesting enough, I guess that's the idle consumption on the Miller welder is 23 watt. Um, got the little Miller running off of 110 volt because that's all that this inverter here will put out. And currently 26.2 volts on the batteries. These are four used Group 31s, screw top, but they are in pretty decent shape and fully charged. And yeah, little Miller welder, currently with 023. Jesus. Currently with 023 Lincoln L56 hardwire in it. And, oh, I got it, fuck off. Got it set to the auto set feature on it, 024. I think the spool of wire actually says 025 or whatever. And then got it set to here at the moment, which is actually as high as it evidently recommends, because then it starts flashing, and on 100% CO2. Got about 20 CFH of that. And I haven't tried this yet, so we're going to find out together. Holy shit, evidently works great. I say that and it just fucking cut out. Okay, so the inverter got pissed off and it was flashing the red light. I'd be curious to know what that was. Was that just too much power for the inverter? Or was it low voltage? So 25.6 at the moment. And so we'll turn that down maybe about like there. See what happens. Okay, trip the inverter. So is that purely ticked off because of the amount of power? Well, we'll turn this down maybe about like so. Weird. Maybe that's just not enough batteries for it. I'm actually looking over at the inverter while I'm doing that. Wasn't even paying attention to the weld. What I'll do is I'll set up something to watch the battery voltage there and see if the battery voltage is just dipping too much. Okay, so we'll see what that is. I couldn't watch that, so I got to go back and watch it myself. Okay, so that wasn't terribly low on the battery voltage. On the other hand, though, it wasn't great. And yeah, evidently just need more batteries. But we'll look at the faceplate of the inverter here and see how much power that thing's drawing. Okay, holy crap. So 2000 whatever watts, even with the welder turned down that far, that's a lot more than I would have guessed. Um, so what you've seen so far has been running off of just the batteries and nothing else, no charger, no anything. And so what I'm going to do now is power up this Power Max 24 volt 50 amp charger off of a inverter generator that I have just outside here. And then we'll be able to see what the battery voltage is doing then. And I'll film the battery voltage and the faceplate of this with the generator powering the battery charger, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so generator's running, charger is going as indicated by the little light. I can hear the fan going in the charger. We are currently at effectively 29 volts, and the settings on the welder are the same, and we'll try that again. Seems like this isn't, and I haven't gone back and watched the footage yet to see what the battery voltage was, but it seems like this just is not enough battery and not enough inverter for this. But okay, so yeah, we'll try it looking at the faceplate there. And yeah, I'll have to go back and watch. I haven't gone back and watched the footage yet of that last deal there, but yeah, evidently that's just not quite enough. Where I how I've got this plugged in right now is running off an extension cord, which I know that that's not ideal, but at the same time, it works just fine off of grid power, but it's not liking it off the inverter, and I can actually watch that light there while I was welding off the inverter, and I could actually watch that light flicker, and so yeah, it's just not enough power off that battery and inverter and whatnot, which is a bummer. I was rather hoping that was going to work. On the other hand, it would of course be interesting to plug it straight into the inverter, and I suppose I should do that. Well, I lied. I'm not going to do that. I'd have to put a longer gas hose on there and what have you, and I just don't feel like doing that at the moment. But that makes me curious now of what if I had like a bigger battery bank and a larger inverter? Would that work? Or, I mean, too, also obviously just like a better quality power inverter. Um, this vevor power inverter, I've been blown away at what it can do, especially for the price. I think it's like fucking $250 or something. It's like shocking how cheap the damn thing is. And for what it does, it's, very impressive. And, probably don't want to go plug in a $2,000 welder into a $200 power inverter. But on the other hand, that's obviously what I just did. But if anybody has any experience themselves of welding off of a smaller battery bank like that, I'd be very, very curious to hear it. Just because I'm curious about it myself, and would like to be able to weld off of a battery bank and an inverter like that. But this is the first time I've ever tried that, and at least with this setup here, didn't like it.